Look, wars have always been about control, but there's a much bigger story that is not being told here. And what if I told you that this very same war against men, well, it's happened before in history. You see, if you go back to the early 6th century, Western Europe was living through a period marked by economic, intellectual, and cultural decline. This period is referred to as the Dark Ages. And here is why an era that happened so long ago is so similar to what we're living through today. You see, the words from Pope Innocent III, who was the reigning pope at the time, sums up the view that society had on men back then. God formed man from the slime of the earth, an element having less dignity than others. He goes on to say, man commits depraved acts by which he offends God. He will become food for the worms and a mass of rottenness which will forever stink and reek. And to top it all off, he says, they that will become rich fall into temptation and into the snare of the devil and into many unprofitable and hurtful desires which drown men into destruction and perdition. You see, men were viewed as sinful and rotten creatures with no serve to society, so they didn't deserve any respect.
Do you think men are important? Like for what?
So look, does any of that sound familiar to you? But wait, there's more. You see, most people never realize just how dark the Dark Ages actually were. Hundreds of millions were ravaged by plague, malnutrition, and starvation, while better nourished invaders repeatedly looted them for their last remaining resources. And many genuinely believed it was the first real glimpse of an apocalypse. In fact, the times during the Dark Ages got so bad that no significant scientific or technological progress was made during the 5 centuries it spanned through, to the point where there are particular groups of historians who thought this 5 centuries never even actually happened. And that was all due to the unbelievable lack of progress in Europe during that time. I mean, think about it. A span of 500 years being so unproductive to the human race that there's people who actually don't believe it even happened. And you want to know the worst part of it all? History repeats itself. I mean, just look at what's happening around you. You've got social justice warriors controlling the biggest nations, telling you where you can go, who in your family you can visit for Christmas, what you can say on social media, and even what temperature you're allowed to set your heating to. I mean, all you need to do is look at what's going on with energy prices in Europe right now. And just like there was the Dark Ages, they are referring to this winter as the Dark Winter. I really need this to